Jack was 50 years old, a seasoned salesman with a handshake, like a vice, and a smile, polished by decades of cold calls and closed deals. He'd sold everything from vacuum cleaners in the 90s to enterprise software last quarter. It was a Thursday morning when Jack felt the tightness in his chest. He dismissed it at first. He'd been under pressure lately. A big pitch coming up for a contract that could land him a regional VP title. Maybe he'd had one too many coffees. Maybe it was the spicy lunch from yesterday. He ignored the shortness of breath and kept typing an email. But by 11:47 a.m., his left leg was cramping. By noon, he couldn't catch his breath. The pressure in his chest had turned into a hot, crushing pain, and sweat soaked his undershirt. He collapsed in the break room, his phone still clutched in his hand. "Call 911. Someone shouted. The ambulance arrived within 10 minutes. Jack was semi-conscious, his lips tinged blue. The paramedic on board glanced at the EKG, frowned, and radioed ahead. Possible pulmonary embolism. Mid-50s male, tachycardic, low oxygen sats. By the time they rolled him into the emergency unit at St. Luke's Hospital, his condition had worsened. The emergency team moved fast. Oxygen monitors, CT scan, blood thinners. He was stabilized just before things could tip past the edge. Dr. Reeves, a calm man with crow's feet and steady hands, explained it to Jack later in the ICU. "You had a large clot in your lung, a pulmonary embolism. It could have killed you." Jack blinked up at the fluorescent ceiling, unfamiliar in its stillness. For the first time in years, he wasn't thinking about deadlines or quotas. He thought about his daughter's voicemail from last week, the one he hadn't returned. He thought about how moments before collapsing, he'd been writing a pitch deck, and how none of that mattered now. A nurse adjusted the oxygen line. "Close call," she said with a kind smile. Jack nodded slowly. "Yeah, too close." For once, Jack Milner had nothing to sell, just something to learn, and maybe, if he was lucky, something to live for.